Richard Branson.
Yeah, Richard Branson.
Sir Richard Branson.
So he is the equivalent of Tom Slick from the 50s and 60s putting on these exhibitions. I mean, what am I saying? Expeditions.
Exhibitions?
I don't know.
That's the chick from Finding Bigfoot.
Hey-o.
From Bigfoot Bounty.
Look of a Bigfoot. And look at the long arms.
Hold on a minute. Why are you saying that's a classic look? That doesn't look like Patterson-Gimlin. Why would that be classic?
To me, it does look like the Patterson-Gimlin.
It's not in the same... it's not. We're looking at it the same direction. It's not lifting its leg the same way.
Just the structure of the body.
I don't see the breasts, so...
I'm just saying the posture of it and the bent over head.
Just the look.
And the big butt. Would you deny that the big butt is a Patterson-Gimlin look?
No.
And a little head and a little tuft in the hair on the back of the head. It looks like his arms are pretty big, but maybe it's because it's a male Bigfoot. But we were talking about before about people that are adventurers. Who are adventurers, modern-day adventurers? And we're saying that John McAfee is definitely a modern-day adventurer. The guy that founded... well, I had said in a previous episode that Arthur Jones, who invented Nautilus, who founded Nautilus, the Nautilus weight-lifting equipment that was started, I don't know when it was, in the 70s or whatever.
Hasn't Arthur passed on?
Yeah, Arthur Jones died in 2007. But this guy was a multi-millionaire, and he reminds me of John McAfee in that he was just a free spirit and just did whatever he wanted to do. And he got he went on expeditions to Africa and came back with a ton of elephants. He was actually, I think he photographed or he videoed, or not, he was a filmmaker, cinematographer that did animal footage for things like shows like Daktari and I think some of the Disney movies. I'm not 100% sure, but he brought over alligators and crocodiles. He had farms and he had gorillas, and this is all in DeLand,
there's a lot of people
Florida.
That are misdirected, and they have these wild animals as pets. They don't know how to care for them. It's irresponsible. They're out of control. They can get loose. It's ridiculous.
Well, you're talking about Arthur Jones?
Not Arthur Jones. I'm just talking people in general. They're having these wild animals shipped in from all over the world, and they think they can keep these things as pets. Somebody like Arthur Jones had the money and had the facilities to house animals like that responsibly. That's not a bad thing. Right,
yeah. And there was a tale recently. What did you hear about this? There was a bunch of people. There was a guy that collected a bunch of snakes.
It was somewhere in L.A. This guy just he was breeding snakes. Now, I mean, just a ridiculous amount of snakes. And he had refrigerators filled and boxes and crates around his house filled with dead snakes. He had live snakes loose in the house. He had rats and mice, feeder rats and mice just running loose all over his house. They said the stench in the neighborhood was unbearable. They finally investigated this guy and they put him in jail.
That's what would creep me out more.
He was a high school teacher.
There's one thing that would creep me out more about keeping snakes. I want to get to this in the next episode because all this stuff's related to cryptozoology because people have like feral animals loose like snakes and pythons, anacondas in Florida. I'm going to get to this.
I recently visited a friend that had a ferret.
Let's talk about the next episode.